Yes, Pratima, you can share your screen now.
Okay, I got the notification as well. So let me turn on my camera quickly. I hope you can see me too. Just want to say hi first. Hi, everyone.
Actually, all the participants, they are on the muted mode. So we can have the Q&A session at the end of your presentation. So they will, type their queries in the chat box and QA box.
No problem at all. No problem. I will just in between share my screen. So you can already see the slide. And as soon as everybody is here, please let me know so then I can start.
Sure, definitely. Yes, Pratima, we can start the session now.
Okay, that sounds good. Okay, I'm not muted. All right, I would say good afternoon to you all. I'm happy to be here and happy to finally meet you. We are IU, or in the past you may know us as IUBH University. Now we have changed the name because we have a new vision. So our new vision is to become a global player, and we want to give access the education access to everybody. Basically today you will also see that we have reduced quite a lot of tuition price to make sure that you guys can also help us recruit more students as well. This is the agenda for today. So I will talk a bit more about our university, but I will go through the general information pretty quick. I will focus more on our new program that we have in 2022, and also our new tuition pricing, because I'm going in detail into this part so you can help us explain to the student when you recruit the student as well. And I will also look at admission requirement, because that's also important to make the process faster when you already know what it takes to recruit one student for IU, like what document for you that you need to recruit the student for IU, for example. So as you may know, we used to be called IUBH, and the BH is actually this the word from Bad Honnef. And Bad Honnef is a town in Germany which is near Bonn in Cologne. Some of you who possibly already in Germany may know where that is, but for now we decided to take that letter away because we want to be a global player. So we are called International University of Applied Sciences, Germany. We have two campuses, one in Berlin. I am based in Berlin office, and the other campus is in Bad Honnef. As I told you earlier, the difference is in Bad Honnef, we have own campus. So we have like a huge area where the student will enjoy campus life. We have sports clubs, study buildings, and also accommodation inside Bad Honnef campus. And that's the main difference. In Berlin, if you send student to Berlin, we do not have own accommodation. That also means your student will need to find their own accommodation if they decide to come to Berlin. What we do is we refer the student. So let's say they pass the application process. We refer the student to these providers. So they have to still find an accommodation on their own. We can only recommend them to look for these accommodation from these providers. So this is the accommodation in Bad Honnef. The budget is around 400 to 460 euro per month. Your student will get a student shared accommodation. So either with another roomies or about two roomies, so they can, enjoy a little bit of more campus life and, student dorm life. And the student kind of like it. So in Bad Honnef, we are more places for our school leavers or our bachelor applicants. As you may know already, if you have been recruiting students to Germany before, your students are allowed to work when they have a student visa to a maximum 20 hours per week when they are studying. After graduation, they can apply for stay back option or so-called job seeker visa, and that is up to 18 months. But this is the part where I want to clarify with you. Please understand that it's not that everybody will get 18 months. The 18 months is mainly defined by the money in blocked account that they have after graduation. So the student need block account when they study, and after they graduated, if they still want to stay in Germany, they will need another block account. So they need to open or reopen that block account to make sure that they can get this job seeker visa and stay in Germany. If let's say the budget is around 860 euro per month, but they only have 5,000 euro left as a budget, so they will not get a visa for 18 months. They will then get visa for basically about 4 to 5 months, because that's how the budget that they have left in their blocked account. So when you give consultation, please make sure that they understand that point. It's not that, oh, I graduate, why don't I get 18 months? It's not like that. So this is how it works. Now, let's say the student get a job. They get a job, now they have work permit. Under work permit, they will start paying tax to German government, and they take that tax and, rent insurance. And they take that as a main criteria to apply for PR. So within 2 years, if you're a student, start having work permit and, work regularly in a proper company, so to say, then after 2 years, they can apply for permanent resident. Compared to UK, compared to Canada, maybe this could be quite a shorter, like a shortcut to get a PR for them. And this could be a good selling point as well when you give consultation to the student. Now, to respond to that, we also have a team, and this team organize constantly like a fair or like a workshop. Due to the pandemic, we have moved that workshop into a virtual workshop for now. So we invite people from companies like those consulting service, or people who are working HR in big company. They will kind of like come to us and have a workshop for our students so they understand the job market. We also have a team who are kind of giving a personal consultation to your students. So your student come and study either in Berlin or Bad Honnef, they can make an appointment to meet our team, and our team will give them like a consultation, how their resume should look like, and they give like workshop what kind of job you should look for, what are the job market for you after graduation. So we also have that service as well. So as we are international, so our alumni are also work in an international environment as well. Now, this part is also important. Our programs in 2022, let's have a look together. So we are opening quite a lot of new programs. So if you are recruiting school leavers, these are bachelor's programs that we have. Most sellers are still international management, our BBA, and these days we have quite a lot of students who are interested in doing IT related degree like business and IT or computer science. In October, we are opening again our well-known bachelor programs like aviation management and hospitality management, just in case you have anyone interested in that. And now this is one of our bestsellers program as well, our international management, our MBA 1 year. We also have that too. We also have computer science and engineering management. The intake, you're probably familiar with April intake and October intake. So we call it like spring intake and fall intake or winter intake. However, for some programs, we also open in July as well. But why? Because due to the pandemic situation, we have a lot of student who didn't get visa appointment on time, so they cannot actually join, let's say, April intake, but they're already in the process of visa appointment. So they will kind of in a month later get the visa. So we tell them, hey, there is another intake in July, so they don't have to wait until October. So if you have such case, please go ahead and let us know so we can look for July intake for you. Now, our MBA 1.5 year program, we also open a lot of new branches like healthcare management, human resource management, supply chain, artificial intelligence, innovation, entrepreneurship, and e-sport. These are new, and including big data and IT management. These are also one of the most popular one as well in terms of looking at the job market in the future. So if you have students who are interested in these specialization, you can already apply for April intake. We want to open these in July and October as well. These are the newly, or I would call it a brand new program that we will open in October. So cannot apply now, but sorry, you can already apply now, but the student will start their study in October. We are focusing, as you can see, in the future or of the job market. So we want to produce our graduates or our alumni like an IT related hub in the job market here in Europe and in Germany. Well, for example, we have courses like cybersecurity and data science, artificial intelligence. When you give consultation to Indian students, you will notice that they are expecting quite, some people will go to you and say, is it not free studying in Germany? Or why do I need to pay the tuition, right? And this is strong point for IU. So the public university, they are not fast enough to develop this kind of new curriculum. So our curriculum are very modern. And the professors who are giving the lectures at our university, they must have at least 5 years real experience in the business. So they have to be the people who are in the business to become professor at our university. So these people are persons who are not just a professor, who are not just studying, they are people who are in the business. Just to make sure that, as our name, we are University of Applied Sciences. We don't want to just focus things inside the books. We don't want to just focusing on things that are doing in the research area. We want to make our study practical to prepare our graduates for the job markets. Now, I will go quite quick for this part. So basically, the student studying in a full block per year. So instead of usually traditionally your students study 1 semester, it is 6 months, right? And it's very easy. We just divide that into 2. So it's become kind of like quarter. So they will study 3 subjects at a time. So only 3 subjects in one block. So that is like 3 months. And when they finish 3 subjects, they go on with another 3 subjects in another blocks. But I mean, it's still like, you know, 3 months and then 6 months and then another 3 months and then 6 months. So it's almost the same. We hope that it should not interrupt their study that much. We see that it should be better in studying when they study 3 and another 3, so they can focus just 3 subjects at a time. And if you see blue area, this is the area for the exam, so they will immediately do the exam for that 3 subjects right away after 3 months. So we feel like this is just a way of study and that the student could focus better. And this is because of the pandemic as well. We develop the access as an additional benefit to your campus student. I know that you will send campus student. So campus student will also have additional benefit in our online study portal. So it looks like this. They will have a chance to watch the video that the professor is talking about, the study content again and again in, let's say, in their laptop, in their tablet, iPad, or they can also look at the script of the study in their mobile phone anytime. So we hope in April we can open all campus classes once again. We really hope that the case are going down in spring and we can start opening on-campus classes once again in April. And the student will still have access to these. It's just an additional benefit where they can pop up their study content anywhere and anytime that they like. Now, the student will also have free German classes. So if you send student to study on campus with us, they will also immediately have a login to study free German language classes for, their, it's just could be basics language skill, like, A1, A2, like just to ask people how much would it cost for, some food or something like that. And it is free. So they may be interested in studying German class for free. This is another selling point that I want to point out. We also work with London South Bank University. This is a UK degree that your student can get on the top without any further effort. Your student just need to enroll with these programs. So our most popular programs, so to say, like, Master in International Business and MBA, and also Bachelor in International Management, for example. So these are most our popular program. So when they study in these programs, they can let us know and they can just pay 1,490 euro extra. They don't need to study extra. They just need to graduate with IU curriculum, pay like an administrative fee extra, and they will get a UK degree on the top of a German degree. And UK degree, London South Bank University is also accredited university, of course, and they will, again, in their resume have another UK degree. So we call it like a resume booster, which is quite a good point to point out as well, if anyone would be interested. Now, this is also the part I want to highlight because the pricing that we put up for this year is very, very, very competitive. If you have been working with another university in Germany as well, I mean, private university, you will also see that we are offering now one of the best price you can give to your student. The price you're seeing now, it's not per year. I repeat, it's not per year. This is for the whole degree. So when you see 7,788, this is for 1 year degree. When you see 11,000, the third block, 11,976, this is for 2 years degree. So you have to divide it by 2. So you are getting just about 6,000 euro per year as a master degree program, which is a very, very good price. And if you have school leavers, these are bachelor applicant, so you need to divide these 12,000 by 3, and you are getting just about 4,200 euro per year. So this is a very, very good price range. Now, let's say I want to give an example. You are consulting a student who want to join our engineering program 1 year. So we're looking at the first block. This person will get 7,788 euro tuition, and they will need to pay 1,000 euro as a campus fee at their first payment. So let me give you like an example here. So let's say the student decided to go ahead with IU. We do not ask the student to pay full tuition price. All we ask for is just first 1,000 euro campus fee. We call it campus fee, but it actually work like a deposit. It's just like a deposit where the student put down 1,000 euro to secure their study place at IU. After 1,000 euro, we send the letter of admission, which the most important document that the student need to go for visa appointment. And that's all we ask for. We never ask for full tuition fee. And you will already have the sufficient document to go for visa appointment. And after the visa appointment is approved, then we can send the tuition fee invoice later on. We only ask for that later on. On this slide, you will see that your student will get like after they pay 1,000 euro, they get like a letter that asks for, do you want to pay your tuition per month or per year? I know that the students are familiar with paying per semester, but we take it away so they cannot do that anymore. So they can either go for per month or per year. And I know that most international students, they prefer per year because per month is a lot of hassles for them, right? So they will go for per year. So we also have extra discount. So number 3, if I would go back a little bit, so we have early bird extra discount of 500 euro. How does it work? So let's say your student got the offer letter and now he want to pay 1,000 euro and he don't want to miss this discount. He decided to pay this 1,000 euro within the first 14 days after the offer is sent. So he will get a 500 euro extra discount on his total tuition fee. So instead of 7,788, it will be minus 500. So, he will get the invoice that is showing 7,288 euro on his tuition invoice. Now, number 4, I just want to give an idea of how to calculate the total budget, right? The total budget now. The total budget, then you can start from that 1,000 euro. And then the second one, it's a tuition fee from the program that the students study. And then the semester ticket. Okay, what is semester ticket? Semester ticket is like a student card, student ticket where any student in Berlin or in Bad Honnef, so any student in Germany will need to have as a compulsory cost, but this include their transportation cost for the whole semester, which is very, very good. It's just 200 euro. It's covered train, bus, tram, everything that they need to use around the town. It's like one price, 200 euro for 6 months, which is very good. So when you calculate that for your student, you just multiply by 2 because the student will study 1 year, so that's 2 semesters. And then if you only if your student come to Berlin, they need to pay for student union. It's like a student union cost because we are state accredited university that we part of the student union in Berlin. It's a compulsory cost for the whole year. So it's 1 year price. So it's just 190 euro. And the total budget is around 8,678. So that's like all inclusive price that you can show it to your student. Now, number 5, it's not paying to university. You need to block your own money to show to the embassy, right? So I think as a counselor, you're probably aware of blocked account already. So your student will need 10,300 euro per year as blocked account for either Finti, Expatrio, or Deutsche Bank, and they need to show it to the embassy before visa appointment. But we are not asking to see this as a university, and they don't need to pay anything to us in terms of blocked account. It's just a budget that you can calculate for them. Now, I know that some embassies, if you're in different areas, it depends, and some embassy will come back to your student and then say, actually, we want the student to pay total tuition price. I have experienced that. And in this case, I must say the university has no saying in it. If the embassy asks the student to do so, the only thing we can help is that we will then issue the invoice that is showing the tuition fee to the student, and he just need to pay before the visa appointment. But as a university side, we never ask for full tuition payment. We only ask for 1,000. Now, um, I want to quickly talk about bachelor students. So, but if you have school leavers, there's one thing that you need to understand is the foundation year, because it affects how you calculate the tuition for them. As I told you earlier, the tuition fee for bachelor degree, it's just 12,000 for 3 years, right? So that's 4,000 per year, but that's starting from their second year. School leavers from India need to be in Germany for 4 years. So their education will be 4 years education in Germany. And the first year we call it foundation year or pathway. And so their calculation is a little bit extra. So they start paying 1,000 campus fee. And the second payment, if the visa is approved, is their first year foundation program cost, which is normally 10,997, but we applying discount on it. So the final price will be 9,350. And on a note, if you're recruiting school leavers or bachelor applicants, their first year, they all need to go to Bad Honnef, our campus in Bad Honnef. So we decided to put them all together. We are sure they are gonna like it, because they are now having, campus life and also student dorma inside. And it's also quite easy to travel to Cologne and Bonn. So it should not be a big issue for school leavers, and parents kind of like it because we have accommodation inside the campus. So they are less worried about their children. Now, if they complete their first year, their pathway, and they pass all the exams, then their first year bachelor degree will start, and their second year tuition will go down to 4,188, because that is their bachelor tuitions. And as I explained about semester ticket earlier, the US semester ticket for them is either 6 or 8 semester. I would say if they study for 4 years, then it becomes 8 semester, and this is the estimate cost for the whole 4 years at IU. I'm going to send this slide to you later on, so you don't need to make a big notes on everything, okay? Just want to make sure that you will have the slide later on. Now, I know that I have been talking for quite some time, but this is the last section now, just to make sure that you are preparing a proper application before sending to us. As a counselor, I know that you're already aware what are the documents that we need. I just need your help a little bit before sending these to us. Please help us rename all the files. I know that the student may send you like WhatsApp photos. I mean, I've been working with students before. If you could at least download those files, rename it, and properly upload it through our system, so it will be faster and easier for us to work on those. For example, you have 10th transcript and 12th mark sheet, 10 grade mark sheet and 12th mark sheet of those students. So those are the higher secondary school certificate from your student, a valid passport, a simple resume, because school leavers, they don't have work experience. We just need a simple resume for these students, and the English test. If your student already have IELTS, for our pathway, we only need 5. And if you can see that your students are not really good in English, they are going to struggle a little bit in IELTS, I would recommend them to do Duolingo. We accept, I'm sorry, I need to fix this. For pathway, it's 85 points. And yeah, it's online and it's easier. And as soon as you have collect all the documents, then you can start the application for us. All right. Before I show you how to start the application, let's move on to master people. So when you have master student, I would start from looking at their bachelor degree and looking at if they have working experience. If they don't have working experience, so these people just graduate bachelor's degree, please look for our program that do not require work experience, which are computer science, international management 2 years, and engineering management. On the condition that, let's say if they study engineering in bachelor's degree and they never worked before, it's still fine because they're now applying for a master in engineering degree. So it is fine. And that works the same for computer science as well. So they have to study computer related in bachelor's degree, and then they can apply for a computer science master degree, even though they don't have work experience. Now let's look at people who have work experience. If they're applying for a Master of Management, they need at least 1 year working experience. That has need to be proved by like an experience letter from the employer, but that letter you can send it to us as as the last stage, at the last state of application. If the student are uncomfortable to get that letter from their manager, for example. On a side note, student from India, to be able to join 1 year program with us, they need to study 4 years in their bachelor's degree. It just the credits that they have would allow them to join 1 year degree. So these people usually are studied BTech or being in their bachelor's degree. So they are, if they have at least 1 year work experience, they are eligible for Master of Management. Okay, and now, if your student did not study 4 year in bachelor's degree, they actually study just 3 years. I know that a bachelor's degree in India, you also have, of course, 3 years a bachelor's degree as well. So these people study BCom, BBA, Bachelor of Arts, or Mass Communication, for example. So these people will not be able to join 1 year degree. They will be able to join our 1.5 year MBA or 2 years degree. But to join MBA, they also need to have at least 2 years working experience after graduation as well. So this is also a good way to look at their resume and look for some people to already have working experience if they want to study MBA with us. Now, if you have all the document ready, so bachelor degree are ready, mark sheet ready, passport ready, resume ready, your student is still taking the IELTS test and they don't have experience letter as yet. So number 5 and number 6 is missing. It is okay. You can go on and start the application if you want to secure your student. And please let us know that IELTS is on the way and work letter is on the way. Yeah, so you can send it to us later on. In the meantime, we will issue a so-called conditional offer letter to your student. Now, let's have a look into the application process, which is actually my last point for the presentation, but very important. So you have the student in the pipeline. You want to send them to us. You go on to apply now from our website, iu.org. And then you start to, please don't let them do it by themselves. Please do it for them because you are the best. You know to put up a proper application, right? So let's say your student want to do, I want to go for engineering. Here, there you are. They want to do engineering degree with us. Of course, they want to study on campus. Please make sure you take on campus, because there, if you take online, this application is totally landed into another sales team. So I will have no overview of it. So please make sure you do on campus. And now you click April, Berlin, or depending on what your student wants, you click and you fill in everything. Make sure you use the student email in this part. And then doesn't matter. You just tick. And then this is the important part. You go for voucher code, and then you're gonna add agent joining campus. Campus India something. So you all know the code. This is just an example. So when you add this code, this is the most important part, because I have a report to check that the code is coming with the application. So I know that this application is coming from your team. So I can add your email into the profile so we can work on your student case. And you can also claim the commission at the end, because if we're missing that code, we never know if the student are coming from you. And let's say it did happen, because it happened sometime. system error or forget or something. As long as you tell me before the student make their first payment, then we are happy to tag the student for you. Okay, but make sure you're informing me very, very soon. And now, after you submit, you are going to see a page that's asking you to upload the document. So you just upload CV, English test and transcript and their degree, everything is here, and click upload document again. Need to make sure you see the tab that say file uploaded. And in that moment, the application landed on my end, and I have a report to check every day. However, sometimes the code is not there because of system error or you forgot or whatever reasons. Just to make sure that I have an eye on your applicants, please just drop me a short email and say, hi, Patty, I just put up the application for this student, for this program. Please have a look for me if everything is all right. After the day that you put up the application, it should take just about not over 3 days to at least get back to you. So we are going to send like a letter and say, hey, your student are now going to a second stage of the application. We want to do an admission interview with your student now, and you should be in CC in those notifications as well. And these are the application process from our side. We interview the student, we send the offer letter, and number 4, they make the payment of that 1,000 euro. Please highlight that if they make the payment within the first 14 days, they get extra 500 discount on the tuition fee. So we need your help into promoting that. After they make the payment, we send them the offer letter, they sign a tuition contract, and they go on with visa appointment. As soon as your student get the visa approval, please always let us know. And actually, that is the end of my presentation. So now, any questions at this stage? Let me check. I have like a chat. Oh, I hope that's long time ago. Not see the screen. Yeah, Himali, maybe you can help me if you have seen any questions or anything coming up.
As of now, they had not yet asked any questions, but yeah, of course,
Okay.
yeah, few of them will be there because you had explained so nicely in detail. So everybody knows, now the eligibility criteria for all the programs. So it will be really easy to promote for the next coming intake.
Yeah, okay. That sounds good. I want to mention a bit now that you didn't ask, but I know it could come up in some cases. Let's say the student made the payment of that 1,000 euro, but unfortunately, for whatever reason, the student got visa rejected. Okay, and this is something we don't want to happen, but we never know the view of the embassy. In that case, the student can send us the official letter from the embassy that the visa got rejected. So I know the student we have to look at it case by case, and we want to support the student to remonstrate. So the student can still remonstrate. We look at the reasons, and then if we see possibility of remonstrate, we will support the student to remonstrate with extra documents or whatsoever. But if the student kind of give up and inform us that, oh, I got visa rejected, I don't want to go ahead, we just need that official letter of rejection submitted to us, and then we will start a refund request. We take 500 euro for application fee, and the student will get 500 euro back if the visa is rejected. So it may be a good point to mention before they make a payment, so they have that in their mind to manage the expectation a little bit.
Sure, Patty. So is this point mentioned in the, offer letter or the contract which they're going to sign for the admission purpose?
I believe so. If they want to do a refund request, it has to be there in the contract for sure. I'm not sure with the offer letter, but the contract is for sure mentioned that. However, I will confirm with Jens, with my boss, if it is really written in there. But this is the condition, so you can already inform the student. And I will check again if it's really written in the contract. Thank you, Himali, for the
Sure,
point.
definitely. Yeah. And Betty, one more query we have. Okay, if a student they had completed their last education in English language, okay, then they can proceed with medium of instruction letter for all the programs.
You're right. So if your student, usually for bachelor students, we really check in the admission interview if the student speak really good. So we want to make sure that the student are, are able to communicate, right, the thesis and so on and so forth. If they have medium of instruction, they can immediately submit it when they apply, and we will still schedule the admission interview, and we still check if the students speak good English, and we see that this person is, have very good English skills, we are issuing the waiver later on.
Okay, so in short, we can proceed with the files through medium of instruction letters, right?
Right. You can submit it right away, and we consider it case by case. We have a case where the student had medium of instruction, and in terms of education in India, in different regions, the student had different skills. And in the admission interview, we feel like we feel like the student are not really good in communicating in English. We may ask again for the test, so we consider it case by case.
Yeah, right. It totally depends on the file.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Any other questions? I'm just trying to think.
So for the April intake, what will be the application deadline?
Okay. Usually we don't set up a fixed deadline for application, but our deadline is more for the visa appointment. So the students should not give, should give it at least 6 weeks to work on everything before the visa appointment. So the April intake starts 1st of April, and they should have the visa already before coming. So I would say we can put like at least at the end of Feb, you should already, start submitting everything, right? End of Feb. And yeah, we'll try to work on those as soon as possible.
Yeah, at least before 1 month of the starting date.
You're right. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Betty.
Thank you so much. And this is like an experience letter. It's included in slides, so I will show you later on. I will send you the slide later on as well. Oh, we got the questions. What is the turnaround time after the application submission? I will show you as well. In conducting an interview and the offer letter issue. Ooh, very good question. I like it. So a turnaround time, from the point number 1, you submit the application to me, and it should take just about 3 days to get the admission interview appointment. So we are sending an email and say, hey, please make an appointment so we can have a Skype call for the interview. So it should take about 3 days. And there are cases where the system got lost in the application, and the application are some in another list that I didn't see it, or my team didn't see it, and it take over 3 days. And you could also ping me either in WhatsApp or an email and say, hey, we have been waiting, it's been over 3 days, what's going on? So I can rescue that application soon enough. So I put them back in the queue. So after that, within 3 days, it should come back to the queue. And after the admission interview to the offer letter, this should take within a week. So your student have the interview today, by next Friday, they should get the offer letter already, because we also want to offer the student the study place, and we also want to speed up the payment process as well. And I hope that answered the question from Rajan. Thank you very much. Now we have a question from Rajul. Entry requirement for master degree. Once again, sure, let's have a look together. So entry requirement for master degree, as I told you earlier, you look at what they study in bachelor degree, right? And you look if they have work experience or not. If they don't have work experience, only these 3 programs, please. Because the rest of the program, we need work experience, right? And if they have work experience, 1 year master, they can apply for master management. And if they have up to 2 years, and if they like to apply for MBA, so they can look for MBA degree as well. How many? I hope I answered the questions. And these documents will be sent to you later on, so you have lists of documents that we need as well. So don't make a lot of notes then. How many backlogs you consider? When you say backlogs, do you mean like gap that the students study in their, after the bachelor degree, or the subject that the student failed in bachelor's degree? What do you mean by
Um,
backlogs?
yes, but it means by the subjects, number of subjects where they fail.
Ah, I see. Hmm. We don't really consider such backlogs. We look at CGPA, we look at cumulative grading average, and we look at their grade passing grade, like the grading scale from the university. Usually, what you have to be aware is that the students should have at least CGPA of over 50%. And that's very important, that you're not giving time and consultation to someone who have grade below 50%. We have a case, like a borderline case, like 49.8. And we used to reject these people because it's not 50. And we also have a borderline case where the student has like 49.9, but according to the university grading scale, he has made it, so we accept him. It's still case by case when it comes to a borderline case like that. But if you have seen someone who has, like, for example, 40% from their CGPA, that may be a difficult one. I mean, you can still send them, but it could have a high chance for rejection from us. Okay, now from Rajan, any age restriction for bachelor admission and maximum gap being accepted? Again, good question. In Germany, there's no age restriction for education. That is first of all. And so we don't put any age restriction to our programs or bachelor and master degree. However, the student may have issues when it comes to visa appointment and to explain to the embassy when it comes to the age. And if they're old and they're now studying bachelor's degree. So this is another topic you may need to have some homework on for the embassy. But for us, we don't say no to any age, and we also don't look at any gap. So let's say your student graduated 10 years ago, and these people have 10 years experience in the field. So these people has been working as a head engineer in a company, and he wants to now study Master of Engineering Management. He's a perfect candidate for us, and he should be a perfect candidate for the embassy as well. Now, from Rajul, maths is mandatory for BSc Data Science and Cybersecurity. Yes. When we have transcript or mark sheet, if your student want to apply for data science or cybersecurity, we look at their math grade, and it should be over 50%. Yes. What would be the approximate cost of living? Oh, again, good question. Let me go back to this slide. The cost of living in Germany are not defined by university. It is defined by Federal Foreign Office in Germany, and it is strictly 861 euro per month, and the student need to block this amount at least 12 months into their blocked account and submit it to the embassy. More details of blocked account, you can absolutely talk with Fintiva. Welcome, Rajul. Welcome. And also from Nitya, very good question. Thank you. You're welcome as well. Again, do we accept spouse and dependent application? If yes, would be additional document required. For spouse application, do you mean does the spouse want to study as well, or does the spouse want to come as a follower? So we have two cases. Let's talk about if the spouse want to travel together. Thank you, Rajan. In this case, the application from the spouse has nothing to do with the university. So what we do is we give visa. We give, like, the person who apply with us will get a visa, a student visa, right? And as a student visa, if that person, you are going to look for a case where this person will stay in Germany for over 12 months. Only when this person will be enrolled in a program that are over 12 months, he can apply with the embassy a so-called spouse visa, like a family visa. However, the course that he's studying has to be over 1 year. So he probably studied, I don't know, MBA 1.5 year or a Master of Computer Science 2 years, for example. And this person wants to travel together. I'm not so sure if they can immediately travel together at one go. First of all, this person has to be eligible to enter Germany with the student visa first. So it sounds to me, I have read about that, it sounds to me like the person who is studying has to get the student visa first. And immediately after the student visa is approved, he has the right to submit another application for his spouse, and he need to also showing the embassy that he also have the budget as a blocked account for his spouse to come and travel with him as well. But maybe they have young kids also, so the embassy has to look into that matter as well. Like, why do you need to travel together? Are you planning to stay longer than 1 year? Yes, okay, that's look like you have young kid, okay, that's look like it. So they consider quite a lot of factors as well. I hope I give you the answer. For more details, you can also look for the details in the embassy website. Yes, okay, thank you, Rajan, you're welcome. Okay, any more questions? You guys are very active, I really like it. There are sessions that I talk and no one really asks questions. So I love the questions. I can't, there's no more question in the chat. So before we leave, I also have this file where you can see all the curriculum, like all the subjects that are listed in each bachelor degree or in each program. I will also send you these brochure as well. So when you consult the student, you can also show them what are the subjects that they will study.
Thank you so much, Patty. Thank you for your time and thank you for this wonderful presentation today.
Thank you, Himali, for organizing it. And also thank you, every one of you that's joining the session today. And I really hope that with the new tuition pricing, you guys can help us recruit more students. And also, I will drop you the slide and every materials, and including my WhatsApp number in case you have any questions or any urgent matter. You can also have me as your point of contact then.
Sure, Patty. We'll definitely give you a good number of applications for coming intake.
Sounds good. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
You have a lovely weekend, all of you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye.